Good day, everyone. I'm Cecilia, and today I'll share my analysis on the adoption of Learning Analytics Tools, or LATs, in a Malaysian private university. Rather than walking you through the full report, I'll focus on the most important insights and recommendations. The aim is to show how technology, faculty readiness, and policy frameworks interact to shape real adoption outcomes. So, why does this matter? Because introducing a new digital tool doesn't automatically improve learning, its impact depends on how people use it. Let's begin by looking at the context and the innovation itself. The case focuses on a Tier 5 private university in the Klang Valley, serving over 10,000 undergraduates. The innovation, Learning Analytics Tools, is embedded in the Learning Management System, or LMS. The LMS is the platform where course materials, assessments, and student activity data are stored. LAT dashboards pull this data to provide actionable insights. For example, a lecturer can quickly see which students haven't submitted their assignments or are falling behind in engagement, and can intervene before it becomes a bigger problem. This is especially important in large classes, like business analytics or data literacy, with over 200 students. The main goal is to replace manual monitoring with predictive alerts to support timely interventions and improve student outcomes. Now that we understand the context, let's explore the theoretical framework guiding this analysis. To analyze adoption, I used three complementary lenses. First, Rogers' diffusion of innovations, or DOI, explains how features like relative advantage or complexity influence uptake. For instance, a tool that clearly saves time is more likely to be adopted. Next, TPAC, which stand for Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge. TPAC describes what teachers need to know to integrate technology into teaching. In this case, it's how lecturers interpret LAT dashboards and redesign course activities effectively. Finally, PDPA 2010 is Malaysia's data protection law, guiding how student information should be handled ethically. When combined, these frameworks highlight an implementation bottleneck, where administrative objectives can clash with faculty readiness. Understanding the frameworks helps us identify the main factors affecting adoption. There are three critical factors that shape adoption success. First, the technological attributes. Under this factor, LAT dashboards offer instant feedback and rich insights, but interpreting complex, multi-layered data can be challenging. Think of it like having a dashboard full of indicators but without guidance, it can be overwhelming. Second is the user characteristics. Faculty with high TPAC can redesign courses effectively and integrate insights smoothly. In contrast, lower TPAC may lead to resistance or anxiety over additional workload. Third factor is the organizational and policy support. Ethical governance, pilot testing, and privacy safeguards protect both students and faculty, helping build trust in the system. The takeaway: adoption doesn't depend on technology alone. People, processes, and policies must align for success. Next, let's see how these factors influence adoption patterns across the university. Looking at adoption patterns, the university uses a top-down, authority-led rollout. Early adopters pilot the dashboards, generating practical feedback for wider deployment. Key diffusion drivers include visible success stories, peer mentoring, hands-on trials, and leadership commitment. Right now, the transition from early adopters to the early majority is in progress. However, complexity and digital literacy gaps slow adoption among the late majority. This highlights the need for ongoing structured support, mentoring, and targeted training. From these insights, we can draw conclusions and practical recommendations. In summary, LAT adoption has great potential to improve teaching and learning efficiency, but sustainable impact depends on three things: faculty readiness, organizational support, and ethical governance. My recommendations are: develop role-specific TPAC programs for faculty to strengthen confidence and competence. Implement peer support networks and recognition systems to ease the change process. Ensure ethical and transparent data practices, including consent protocols and bias monitoring. Scale adoption gradually using phased rollouts, learning from pilot feedback. And to wrap up, here's the key takeaway I want you to remember. Sustainable digital transformation is not just about installing new systems. It's about aligning innovation features, faculty capability, and ethical data governance. In short, technology alone isn't enough. Instead, people and policies drive meaningful change. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to take any questions or discuss these insights further. See you next time.